Namaste, my dear friends. We continue with our interesting talks and wisdoms. Today I'm a little bit traveling, came to Phuket. Here are some friends making and shooting a reality show which is connected between spiritual practitioners and healers and skeptics or people that need help but are quite skeptical towards the soft powers. I've participated in the second season and now they're shooting the third one, so I decided to come for a visit and support all of the team. So that's why in my background you can see this is Phuket, this is Marina, and that's why you can see the yachts. Beautiful place. And I will touch now one of the interesting questions that came to be, as it's all interconnected. So, Vadim, can you please tell me why in my life I'm meeting all the time the same people? They're different names, they come maybe from different cultures, but eventually, as if they're all the same, they have all the same problems inside, and eventually the relationship develops in a very similar way. That's a very good question. Why? Because in our lives, everything what we see around us is first of all, whose energy? Exactly, your energy. Your energy, my energy, our vibration creates the reality around. So imagine that our bodies is like walking computers and our brain is like an antenna which sends information and catches information like a Wi-Fi. It's always like pinging, it's always sending. So eventually, what my antenna sends out, that I attract. So for example, if inside of me I have a lot of fear or a lot of anger, or I have some lessons which I'm going through inside of me, eventually I will attract with the same vibration, with the same frequency, other people like a magnet. So we can eventually come to a big city where there will be a million of people, but we will attract in our lives those people which will be the most synchronized with ourselves. So this means that it doesn't matter where you live, what matters is who you are inside, how you feel inside, what do you vibrate inside of yourself. So if we don't learn the lessons, yeah, what does it mean? I meet a person so to learn something. Every person that we meet in life is a reflection of our state of inner being, and we always are reflecting each other something what we see or don't see, but it's important to see. So if I'm developing and I'm consciously understanding that every person in my life came to me as my own request of learning something new, and this person is showing me something about myself, and I see it, I understand the lesson, I work it through, then my inner state changes, and by changing my inner state, the vibration that I vibrate around also changes. And through that, a new quality of people approach in our lives. I'll give an example with relationships. For example, you start a relationship with a person. You might be on the same frequency of vibration. But then, for example, for you are working more harder upon yourself. Let's say you're working upon yourself 8-10 hours a day. And then the other person is only working like 2-3 hours a day upon themselves. So eventually, in the beginning, maybe you're on the same vibration, but one is doing more work every day upon themselves, the other one lesser. So eventually, in the beginning, it's quite the same, but then time moves on, and you have in 1 or 2 years, because you're acting more and developing more, you already are in a different frequency, and that person or that friend or that relation where you were connected with that person back then totally feels now disconnected, and that is normal. So your frequency changes with your spiritual level of work. That spiritual level of work, it's always connected with yourself and that what you feel inside. And eventually, when that changes, you come to a new frequency and you start to attract new people. So that's why when you finish the old relationship, the new relationship will be always better, more interesting, more beautiful. And this is what I also inspire you. Remember that every next person you'll meet will be the next reflection of you. And if you're on a more higher form, you will attract more higher form of people into your lives. That's why there's no point on holding on on the old, let's say, yeah, people, friends, society, or people with who you were spending time, because you will always meet even more cooler, more conscious, more developed people if you are working upon yourself. If you are more developing, you're going to meet more developed people. If you become, for example, let's say, even more financially successful, you attract more financially successful people. If you want to develop whatever you develop inside, you will start to attract those people. So that's why, if you see in your life that there's a sequence that you have specific people repeating in your life, and you want to stop it, then first of all, make a stop, look at these people, and try to write out their qualities, or what is similar by them. What is the lesson that repeats by all of them towards me? And then make finally the conclusion that you're sending yourself through these people. Once you understand what is the important conclusion to make, then act upon it. So understand, yeah? After understanding, formulate for yourself how to transform it, and then act. Do that will help you to change inside of yourself the attitude, the understanding of this or that problem, so not to repeat it. As if you don't understand the lesson, it will always repeat, and it will be always much stronger, much more, let's say, expensive, emotionally, financially, energetically. But eventually the soul just points your attention that you would finally understand the source of your problem, that it's always connected not with the other person, but just with yourself. And once you learn the lesson, your vibration changes, you come for a more higher frequency, and you will attract new people. And eventually new people in your life, you will see, will reflect more and more who you are right now, and not what your old friends or people from the past are perceiving upon you. As you're responsible only for who? Ta-da! Yourself. If you're still playing the savior, well, I inspire you to allow others to have their freedom, because eventually we're only responsible for who? Exactly, ourselves. So, focus on yourself, learn the lessons, act upon them, change frequency through your actions, and you'll see new people, new places, new adventures, and a new life that you were always wanting for. Namaste.